Okay, here I be again. The cool thing is that I have about 5 people here. Let's see, Jet. I can send you their names, but Engling Jet, and they're all Chinese, by the way, and Jacqueline Wong. And I'll send you a little blurb on each of these people as well. You can use it or not as you wish. And also Carol Tan, and you just met our newest addition here, which is Samantha Wang. And so the 5 of us are the core, and we are going to be doing now they actually do programs, training programs. They have one for what they call
students?
A children's program where they accelerated learning for children. They have one that's a nutrition, which is I fit into. And so we introduce Mila to all of these people, and every week in this room they'll have programs that people pay to come. Jet and Carol both have bachelor's degrees in psychology. Jet is certified in all kinds of training programs, including Bob Proctor, and I mean, they do a lot of very serious training, motivational stuff. And the gal that you just met, Samantha, actually has a master's degree in project management and a bachelor's degree in accounting. So these are very, very, very smart young people, and very capable of doing all of the training that we're going to be doing for LifeMax. I dare say there's not another group in the worldwide organization of LifeMax that has been so carefully put together, and we all know our roles. And so it's going to get very exciting here very quickly. The training center here that they have, we will also be using for doing demonstrations or biz op meetings and training in Malaysia. Heretofore, we have not had a venue to use here in Malaysia, so we're going to be going full throttle here in Malaysia now, and we have some really great professionals, well-trained people in Singapore to really pick up the ball and to run with it. One of the greatest things that I'm most proud of is that we've integrated, it's very ethnic here. There's a lot of Chinese people, obviously, and there's a lot of Malays, Muslims, and there's a lot of Indians from India. And most of the companies, marketing companies here, are usually full of one group or another. It's very rare to fill a room with a combination of the groups. And we have succeeded in doing that, and perhaps I can get you some footage or some pictures of that as well. So it's very cool to have a room that's represented by a lot of Chinese people and a lot of Muslims with their scarves on and whatnot, and Indians. All at the same time, and we're working very effectively with all of them. So that is a big strength for us, because we can, through those groups, infiltrate and market to every ethnic group throughout Southeast Asia here. So our training is very important, and the most important part of the training to me, of course, is the product. And I have figured out my own system on how to share Mila effectively, and how to get people to use Mila or eat Mila every day for a long enough period of time. I think most distributors don't know how to do that. And that's the key to the entire thing. If you don't present Mila properly, and if you don't tell them how to eat Mila properly and what to expect with Mila, and if you're not following up with them, then oftentimes people will not have a pleasant experience at first. They're expecting a regular powder or processed powder of some type or a supplement. And so if you're not telling them it's a food and that there is a consistency and that it's going to get thick on them, and tell them how to eat it and when to eat it, not to eat a meal for 30 minutes after they eat their meal. Make sure they're drinking at least 6 glasses of water a day. And all of those kinds of things are very important, and the follow-up on a daily basis to get people to eat their Mila, because if they will eat it for 10 days to 2 weeks consistently every day, very few people have a negative opinion. Almost everybody that you can get to eat Mila for 10 days to 2 weeks will run out of their sample and want more. So a lot of the training has to do with how to present Mila and how to get people to eat it and follow up on them and make sure that they're doing this properly. In terms of the Christmas orphanage, all of the people I deal with here, our 5 group, are churchgoers, which is great for me. And so we go to church on Sunday at a Christian church here, and it's a Muslim country. It's a Muslim, Islam is the official government religion here. And so you can be Christian and you can be other religions, but you're on your own. The government builds the mosques. The Christians build their own churches, and the Chinese or whatever. Everybody has to do their own thing. So anyway, at church we went to a Christmas service one night, all of us, for a musical presentation. And during the service they played this 5-minute clip about some very abused children in a home in Malaysia. And one dear sweet woman had sacrificed her life to take in these 18 abused children in this tiny little home. And we saw a video clip of this, and I was just so touched and so moved. And so we looked it up online and found it, and we went to visit them. And I was a mess. I just had tears coming down my face. And I had a God experience. And you don't have to talk about this. You can, but I'll let you play that card either way. But I've never really had that kind of a Holy Spirit kind of a thing. In the middle of the night, I woke up wide awake, 3:30 in the morning, and I just felt the Spirit of God telling me that I had to do something about these kids. And I was laying there looking up at the ceiling, and tears just coming down my face. And I couldn't get back to sleep, and I just waited for the sun to come up. And when it was 8 o'clock in the morning, I started waking up everybody and calling them and saying, you know, we've got to get together, and I have some ideas. And anyway, everybody loved the idea, and it just kind of grew. And so we decided to do a dinner for them, and we were going to buy them all Christmas presents. I mean, these kids have nothing. So Christmas presents were hairbands, and we got them each a water bottle. That was a big deal to them. And for the ones that were 9 or over, we got them thumb drives, which was a big deal to them. Little things, really. And we all chipped in, and we did this, and then I decided it would be nice to be Santa Claus. And so they went out and found me a Santa Claus outfit. And so we made a video that you have seen probably. If you have not, you can send people to it. We made it. It's youtube.com/Dwight Agnor in Asia. And if they go there, there's part 1 and part 2, and it's a very moving set of videos, and you can see the entire thing and see it unfold. It was probably the most eventful, probably the most emotional event of my life. You know, I just wanted to laugh and I wanted to cry. These kids were just amazing. The stories were just incredibly overwhelming. You know, this one little 4-year-old Indian girl was just so sweet and so precious. And her and her sister were there, and the father had passed away of AIDS, and the mother was HIV positive and very ill. So the girls had lived with the grandmother, and the grandmother died one night. So these kids were in a house with a dead body. They're just children. And they were found out on the streets, just walking around the streets. And so they were taken to this home. This woman took them in. And to be Santa to that and know the story that was going on was just overwhelming. And all of these kids had just incredible stories. And so we put Mila into all of their food. And we talked to the woman about the importance of nutrition. All of these kids are terribly malnutrition, undernutrition. Their skin is terrible. Most of them need eyeglasses already. Just the effects of poor, bad nutrition. And this poor lady's doing the best that she can. So we are putting out our tentacles to our distributors. To everybody, give us a bag of Mila a month. I want 1 bag of Mila a month for each of these children. And we show in the video, we integrated Mila into all of the food that we made for them, that we had taken to them for their dinner. And we got a turkey, and we had our own Christmas Eve special dinner, and we got a whole second dinner from this restaurant just for the kids. So we carved them a turkey and had mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing, and a real Christmas. And we put Mila into everything. And we've spoken to the woman, and gave her a bag of Mila, and we've told her we want to continue to be involved and help. We've spoken to friends of Jacqueline's now who are going to give us a desktop computer and all the trimmings for a computer, so they'll have a computer. These kids will have a computer to use, which, can you imagine? Kids without a computer, but 18 of them are going to be sharing a real computer, a desktop, and they'll be able to use their thumb drives. And so that's our next step. And so we've got our distributors now, we've got our feelers out, and we're asking for people to volunteer to donate a bag of Mila a month to the kids' home. And I would love to invite my American distributors to do the same. And if anyone's interested, I can send you the address of where they need to have it sent. They can buy it online and have it sent to us here, and we will give it to the house, to the home, to feed a child, Mila, for a month. And it will make a world of difference. I get choked up trying to talk about this. But anyway, that's the story of the Christmas and the orphanage. People over here are entirely different. They work 7 days a week. Many people here have 1 day a month off. 1 day a month, you heard me right. Most people here, today I spoke to the guy at the gym who, I got a spa membership here, very cheap. It's like $50 US a month. Very nice gym. And I was talking to him, and he works 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's a 72-hour work week. That's normal. And he gets a day off every week. That's not necessarily normal. So everybody here is all about work. Well, the Chinese are the most industrious that way, and everyone knows that. And they work hard for an education. They save money. They're just very extremely industrious, and so that was different for me. There's a reason that Asia is taking over the world. They work hard, they study hard, and everything is about their work. So when they go to work in the morning, they might take a 2 or 3 hour lunch break, and they might sit around for an hour or two for a tea break at the end of the day, but they keep working. They go back to work. Everything's about work. And if they're sitting around having a tea break, they're talking about business. And if they're sitting around having a leisurely luncheon, they're talking about business. So it's a casual 12 or 14 hour workday, 6 or 7 days a week. So their entire life is built around working. And when it comes to networking, Asian people look for, they're constantly looking for a great new MLM to be involved in, or a network marketing company. So the concept here of networking is awesome. And when we have the world's greatest product and a great company like we have, and I have raved to everyone about the quality of our people. I'm going to wrap up because I'm almost done. I'm out of time. I'm going to come back and do a part 3, but it'll be short. Okay.